Hello. I've been putting this video off for years now, and when the Me Too thing came out, I was umming and ahhing whether or not to do one. Thought it'd probably be a good idea. It'd help me kind of compartmentalise everything, might help other people. But the very thought of talking about it and just talking about it, I just didn't want to bring it all up again, do you know what I mean? And so today I watched a video by Imogen Nation. I don't know how you pronounce a YouTube username, but I watched hers and a girl called Annie with pink hair. I can't remember the YouTube handle again, sorry. And I just thought, good on them, do you know what I mean? I'm going to try and do it. So here we are. I'm going to try and not edit this video because I don't want to listen to it back. If that's okay, I'll try not to stutter, I'll try not to mumble. There might be some pauses, I'll try not to get upset. And another thing that I want to point out is, I will be talking about sexual assault and rape in this video, so if you're going to get upset or triggered or whatever, please don't watch this video because I don't want to upset anybody. That's not why I'm doing it. The last thing that I want to do is upset somebody, but I just feel like I need to get it off my chest. So, and I'm sorry to the people that have had worse experiences and stuff like that. Like, I'm not doing this for attention, I'm not doing this for sympathy and stuff like that. I'm literally doing it because I'm just sick of harbouring it by myself, and I'm sick of feeling guilty and ashamed and dirty, and like I've got it looming over me. It's just not a very nice thing. So there's three main experiences that I've had, and the first one was when I was 16 and I went to a house party with one of my friends and her boyfriend, two nice people, trusted them and whatnot. And I wasn't a cool kid at school, so I think I got pissed when it was GCSE results day and I literally had to come home at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon or something, and I was throwing up. I just didn't know what I was doing, and when I went to this party, I had no idea about how to drink alcohol and stuff, and so I didn't really get that drunk because I didn't like the taste of it, and I just ended up going to bed. So I was asleep on the sofa downstairs, and a lot of people had gone home at that point. And I was like waking up and the sun was coming up and stuff, and when you stay at somebody's house and you just want your own bed. I feel really nervous, sorry. This isn't even bad compared to the other ones, do you know what I mean? But it's just and this lad got on top of me and started trying to take my trousers off, and I tried to get him off me, but he was really heavy, and it went on for about half an hour, and I finally managed to get him off me. He didn't do anything to me. I ended up slapping him in the face and shouting, basically. And then I just walked home. But back then, like, so if something like that happened, like, you were the slag, do you know what I mean? So I only told, like, my best friend, and she was just like, yeah, he's vile, you don't ever have to see him again, you know, we're not going to school now, school's finished. And I did see him on a couple of nights out after that, like a few years later, but apart from that, I didn't see him again. So that and a few other experiences that weren't sexual assault, but just like the way boys treated me, just made me feel like I was only there for one thing. And if you don't follow my channel, you'll probably not know I've got Asperger's syndrome, which is a type of autism. So particularly when I was younger, I didn't really know how to navigate social things, and I was very trusting of people and gave everybody the benefit of the doubt, and I mean, I am still a bit vulnerable now, even though I don't like admitting it. But back then, I was, because I didn't really know what I was doing. So, sorry, let me just have a bit of tea. Proper Yorkshire thing to do, innit? Cup of tea solves everything. So yeah, that was that one. I feel like I'm stuttering a bit, so I am sorry. I'm trying to, you know. The second one was when I was 18, and I think I was on like a bit of a break with my ex-boyfriend at the time, because I'd moved to university and I don't think we both knew what we wanted, like, you know. So, and I went to a gig with my friend from uni, and she invited a lot of her friends out, which were mutual friends of my ex-boyfriend, sorry. And, you know, I'm not very good with big groups of people. I never have been, obviously, having Asperger's and stuff. I'm being too trusting. And one of his friends started talking to me. He was really nice, really polite, started buying me drinks and stuff, kept reiterating that we were friends, you know, that he wanted to be friends with me, that I'm cool and stuff like that. And I'd never had that before. So I really did feel like I was making friends. I felt really included and stuff, even though all those people were on drugs, like amphetamines, so they were going to be really friendly. Well, they were, most of them were nice people, do you know what I mean? But the drugs make people friendlier. And then as the night went on, he started giving me MCAT, and I'd never done amphetamines before. I didn't know what that was all about, and I couldn't even stand up. I didn't know where I was. He kept touching me. I said, no, you know, my ex's friend, I'm not interested, all that. And then we went back to my friend from uni's flat, and there was quite a lot of people there. My heart's beating so fucking fast. And he started touching me in front of everybody. Sorry. It was so embarrassing. It was so embarrassing, honestly. And then shortly after, I couldn't stop him. I couldn't, you know, obviously I didn't want that to happen, but I was not, I was incapacitated, do you know what I mean? Like, I have never felt that fucked before, and ever since, like, I've been very paranoid about getting myself into that, because I've learned that people do take advantage of that. But I didn't want him to do that. Of course I fucking didn't. And then shortly after that, I threw up on my friend's carpet and I walked home on my own in Leeds city centre. So how something didn't happen to me that night, I'll never know. But, like, yes, it was my responsibility to not do drugs, but, I thought I was making friends. I thought, if I take these drugs, then these people are going to like me, I'm going to make friends, and I've never had, like, a group of people that are into the same music as me and stuff. I've never had that before, and I never thought that I would have that before. But yeah, and then after that, oh, God. After that, they were telling me what happened, and at first I couldn't remember it, completely could not remember it. I don't know if my brain was trying to, like, switch itself off or what, or it was because I was absolutely fucked. I didn't know what I was doing. But it was my fault. I was being a slag. I mean, the first thing that I did the next day, sorry, my phone just ran out of storage, I had to delete some stuff, was ring my boyfriend who I was on this break with and stuff, but obviously, I wasn't out for pulling and stuff. I rung him and told him, and again, it was my fault, and I was just like, how is that my fault? I did not want that. I did not consent to that. And I had to do that in front of all these people while I was completely incapacitated. Like, how sick must this person be? And then, because everybody was saying that I was in the wrong and stuff, like, I had to just ignore it and get on with this man that's done that the next time I saw him. And I mean, I went out with that person for 5 years, my ex-boyfriend, well, coming up to 5 years anyway, so I had to, and I mean, even then, I was trying to tell myself that he was my friend and stuff, and what he'd done was my fault. I'd convinced myself, and everybody around me had convinced me that it was my fault. But it was always at the back of my mind. Now, during that time where I was going out with that guy, his friend, he'd touched me a few times, not like on my actual genitals or anything, but like sneakily, like at times when he thought that he would get away with it. Like on one New Year's Eve, we'd booked to go to some log cabins. Sorry, I feel like I'm stuttering bad again. And while we were in the hot tub, like, there was me, my ex-boyfriend, and then my ex-boyfriend's friend there, and he was feeling my arse while my ex-boyfriend was sat there in the hot tub with me. And for some reason, my ex-boyfriend had picked up that he might be doing something, and, felt his hand on me, and again, it was my fault. Do you know what I mean? Like, so then I ended up going round on the last day and basically telling his girlfriend, because he had a girlfriend, and, I liked his girlfriend. I had a lot of time for her, but, I ended up telling her, and she just... I mean, she listened to me, but she was like, I think you need to go. And her friend was like, I think you need to go. And so I just left, and that was that. So that, I mean, it makes you doubt yourself when you get that reaction from people, because nobody's saying, it's okay, it's going to be okay. Like, we believe you. It's like, well, why did you let it happen? It's like, well, what would you do in that situation? Do you know what I mean? You just freeze up, you daren't say anything, because you know that if you say something, then you will be the slag. It will be your fault, and it will cause rifts in the group, and drama, and you'll have caused it, and so you don't say anything. But yeah, that's the second one. I can't believe I let that go on for as long as it did, to be honest, but and this is the third one. I apologise in advance if I get upset again, because this is the one that I think about the most. I was out on... No, I went out for a few drinks, and I was just wearing, jeans, t-shirt, leather jacket. Well, fake leather jacket. Just went to a couple of bars with my friends, and then most of my friends left, and I was left with one of my friends, a girl, and a friend of hers, this guy. And, I had no inkling whatsoever that anything was going to turn weird. So they were like, shall we go to my female friends and just have some drinks? And my female friend, well, ex-friend, is gay. So, sorry, I forgot what point I was trying to make then, because I'm getting really worked up again. And I must point out, at this time, I did think that I was gay. So, yeah, when we went to hers, her housemates told us to leave because we were being loud, because we were all drunk and stuff. So we went to mine, and I lived in a house share, and we were drinking all sorts. I mean, we were drinking gin, I think, and absinthe. And I can remember him getting, like, trying to proposition me, is that the word? Trying to, like, say basically that he wants to have sex with me, and I kept saying no. I said no a lot. I kept saying that I was gay because I really did not want him around me. And he was in my house, so by that time I was really, 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 really drunk. We all were, you know what I mean. And at some point, my female friend left me on my own with him. I got in bed naked. I woke up naked. That's how I knew, I mean, I was just gone, and I didn't think that it was gonna happen. You know what I mean? And then I woke up the next day, and I was hurting, obviously, down there, and I was like, what's happened? And he was like, we had sex last night. I was like, no, we didn't. I don't remember it, because I didn't remember it. And again, I don't know if that was because, well, obviously I don't know if he'd put something in my drink. That might have been, that might have happened, because I was just completely blacked out. But I do remember, even though I was unconscious, obviously, when it happened, I do remember kind of coming round a bit and seeing him on top of me, obviously doing that, and I couldn't get him off me. And obviously I kept telling him to get off me, and he wouldn't get off me. Sorry. I'm sorry I won't be able to edit this, but, you know, yeah, and it wouldn't get off me. And then the next day, because I was on my period, I tried to take my tampon out, and it was lodged inside me, so I had to go to the clinic, and then found out that I'd got chlamydia. And I said to her, like, I don't understand what's just happened. You know, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it with him. And I was telling him no all night, and then I don't know how it happened, but you know, it did it. And honestly, I was hurting the next day, and I was scared. I was like, how has this happened? Why did she leave me on my own with him? And you know, why did he do that? I don't understand why he did it. Even telling him I was gay all night, do you know what I mean? I think I was latching on to my friend a bit, you know what I mean? Just to get him away from me. And I was too incapacitated to do anything. And the only time that he could have done anything to me is that, because he's horrible. I mean, you know, shaved head, chavvy again, just disgusting. Not my type at all, you know what I mean? And it was definitely not a mistake. That was rape. I feel sick. I really do. And angry, because I know that, you know, he's got a girlfriend now and everything. And I don't want him to see this video and think that I'm not doing well, because I am fucking doing well. Do you know what I mean? Sorry. But yeah, like, and then I said to my friend, you know, what had happened, and she was like, well, you shouldn't have been that drunk. And I was just like, well, yeah, maybe I shouldn't, but I didn't think that, you know, anybody was going to fucking rape me. I mean, I've met him before, and, you know, he'd been sound. You know, didn't think that he would ever be, like, predatory or anything, but... And then after that, I mean, I tried telling some of my friends, because one of my friends was really good friends with him, a male friend of mine, and I told him about it, and he just didn't know what to say, and that was the end of our friendship. And he's still friends with this person that raped me now. Tried telling my dad sniggered at me. I just felt like people thought that I was over exaggerating, and that, you know, it was my fault because I was so drunk that I couldn't, you know. I mean, I was unconscious. I know I was unconscious. You know, if I would have been more conscious, I would have screamed the fucking house down. And to be honest, I don't know how my housemates didn't hear anything, because, you know, I probably would have been shouting, no, because I was really drunk. You know, when you're drunk and the volume goes up and stuff, that's what happens to me anyway. Like, I would have thought that somebody would have... And that was it then. I mean, you know, after that I just felt like, men, I need to be really careful of men, because they're going to attack me. And that I'm dirty, and that I'm disgusting, that I should be ashamed of myself, that I'm a mess because I can't stop people from fucking raping me. And yeah, so I'm so sorry for getting so upset, and I am not editing this video because I don't want to go through everything again. This has been enough. But yeah, and I hope, well, I don't know. And let me just say as well, like, it is possible to overcome things like this, and even though I do think about it, and even though I get angry, and I mean, I will not have sex with my boyfriend when I'm drunk, because even though he wouldn't rape me, obviously, he's lovely, he's an amazing man, he would never do that to me, and I feel very safe with him, but I like to be in control, and if I go out without my boyfriend, doesn't matter who I'm going out with, I will be back when I start getting drunk, because I do not trust anybody now when I'm out. You know, I don't like people being around at hours that I don't know very well. I'm not doing that no more. And yes, I should have been more aware of the dangers and stuff, but you know, especially somebody with Asperger's, like, my danger signals, they're not very good, you know, and you just think that people just want to be a friend and stuff, because you don't think like that, and when you don't think like that, it's hard to see how somebody else could possibly think like that, you know, because it's sick. Why would you want to fucking rape somebody when they're unconscious because you never would be able to shag them in real life? Just don't fucking do it. You know, and the most embarrassing, hurtful and humiliating things was the next day he went down to the skate park and told everybody how amazing it was and who he'd shagged and how proud of himself he was and all that. And that was just like, you know, nobody, I knew then nobody would believe me. Nobody would believe me. So yeah. So I'm sorry for getting upset and everything, and I just want to say that even though I've got upset in this video, like, it doesn't affect me to the point where I can't live my life and enjoy my life, because I am doing, do you know what I mean? And I just want to give everybody that's had similar experiences a massive fucking hug, and I just want to say, you will be okay, everything will be alright, and it's not your fault, it's not your fault. You know, if you, I mean, I said no multiple times, and I know that I said no multiple times, but even if you didn't, even if you can't consent because you're unconscious, or, you know, for whatever reason, it's still rape. And, you know, it's just the worst feeling in the world, having that on your shoulders and feeling guilty. It's horrible. It really is horrible. You know, we should be teaching men not to rape. We shouldn't be teaching women that it's their fault that they've been fucking raped. You know, that's not right. That's just adding fuel to the fire, you know. It's going to carry on more and more if we do that. So, yeah, thank you for watching. And I hope this has helped somebody in some way. Hopefully when I've calmed down, it'll have been a positive experience for me, because, you know, yeah. Thank you for watching again, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.